Hey guys!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to what's this game called? Tales from the Yawning Portal.
Let's go quarantine mad.
We're some D&D game, not affiliated with people that make the D&D game, and where we will be, playing D&D game. Oh, I'm so impressed today. No, okay, that's fine. I'm Fasto. I'm your DM for tonight, talking to you from the quarantine land of Belgium. And tonight with us we have coming back from a long trip to Australia where everything tries to kill you and so choosing instead for the slow death of Sweden, Ben!
And COVID-19. No. Somehow I've not got infected, which
Yet.
means that, fortunately for everyone, tonight I will be playing Brock, the greatest artisan in the cosmos.
Brock is another castle, I think.
Your Brock is another castle. I like it.
Well, we'll see who I'm playing tonight. I don't know. Where have you guys
Hold
got?
on, let me get my lasso of teleportation.
Well, I guess we need plane shift to get in
You mean that Brock isn't in your dreams?
No, what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
No, see, because we ditched Brock, we actually went to the Elven Heavens, because everybody was so happy there was no more
I
dwarves.
stand. I'm
No,
mixing
felt-
everything up.
Yeah, okay, sorry, yes. Let's introduce people.
Yes,
and
then.
I'll be playing Tarlin, the Drow Warlock. Yeah.
Eric.
Who's playing Alexander Radovich back at home and a Ranger Rogue.
Yorit.
Who's playing Navarion, the crazy-ass paladin elf who has no clue what he's doing here, but he has an aura of not liking baddies.
About to smite an old man.
And the handsome Kevin.
Who's growing increasingly irritated with people not social distancing, and I'll be playing Yinkin, the Circle of Dreams, through it.
Hey, we're totally socially distant. We're playing over the internet. We're not at the table.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
leading by example.
Colin, back up a
But,
few
but I
steps. You're
work
too
on the
close to my
field.
token.
No, these squares are like 1.5 meter wide, 5 feet. So that's the appropriate distance.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Step back
Actually,
from my
they
Are
are.
square.
they that?
Just to be safe.
Everybody at home, keep the D&D distance between yourselves.
Imagine
Yes,
your life
exactly.
in a grid.
We have been trained for this.
What do you
Yeah.
mean imagine your
have.
life on a grid? Our life is on a grid, man.
Whoa.
Not if you're completely hallucinating about everything and you go off the grid.
Look, I'm telling you, our Earth isn't round.
It
Oh,
isn't,
no.
it's a ball. Okay,
This is true. It's a sphere. I've seen it.
Well
All right.
played, sir.
Very... You guys make me happy. Okay, no. So,
Yes, we hear.
where were we? Last we met, for some reason, Alexander decided to go back home to the Loft. Little did he know that, in fact, Ravenloft, it isn't just home, but it's more like a prison for those Dark Souls TM that need to be punished by even darker powers. So he came back home looking for his master, mentor, slaver, Strad von Zarovich, the
I
vampire
can
lord.
think of him as my stepdad. He took me in.
I was
Yes,
gonna say
clearly,
stepdaddy.
he clearly stepped on you. Yes.
Yeah,
So-
many
Strad.
times. He walks all over me like a rug, man.
Yes, like
It's an abusive relationship. I gotta get out of it.
I gotta get out.
You
from
were
under
out
it.
of it, but you went back.
Now,
Yes.
it's the trifecta.
You were out of it. Now you're Radovich.
Oh, that was
Ugh.
not quite there.
Punchline could use some work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're not a Punday knight yet, you're just a Punday squire.
Square.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you're not a Punday peasant.
Or a Punday page.
Okay.
But-
I do
So,
wonder, like, if you shitpost enough, would you be a Punday peasant?
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, I'm like making the recap of previous session. I mean,
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we all read it on the blog, Fausto. I mean,
There's too much banter today. Sorry.
it's too much better to know. That's fine.
Ben's back. We gotta crack him back into it.
It's
Yeah.
cabin fever.
Who's Ben? Ben's dead, babe. Ben's dead. No, that was Zad. Sorry, no. Okay, so now I lost my thread. Yes, you were looking for Strad von Zarovich, and you went to Castle Ravenloft, and apparently you found out that the guy's gone dead, or at least that's what they told you. Some dark elf and his gang from out of town came here. Yes, came here from a few months back, and they just killed the big boss, or so it seems. And you met with this lady, Madame Eva or Eva, and she told you to seek out Rudolf van Richten, the nemesis of Strad, who had apparently somehow failed because he wasn't the one to kill Strad, but somehow he seemed to be as connected to the plane of Ravenloft as Strad was once. And so you have gone to visit Van Richten in his tower. You have met him, and he has brought you to see his menagerie of monsters that he has captured during the years. Then again, it does not look like Van Richten has any clue of how to bring Strad back, or how did we end this discussion last week?
With a fight, clearly.
So
No, it wasn't
not
a
yet.
fight. No.
haven't
Not
fought yet.
You were just
We
talking
end-
with Van Richten, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were talking about how we need to get the people off this realm if possible.
Yes.
And he was
didn't
explaining
seem-
how he wants to keep it a prison for the monsters in here.
That is correct. Yes, yes. And actually, with all this talk about Van Richten and his connection with the plane, Alexander and Tarlin were actually wondering if getting rid of Van Richten wouldn't be the solution to finally get rid of Ravenloft, and maybe, who knows, bring Strad back. Because, and I quote, the words of Van Richten were, "Strad is gone, and he will never come back until I am here." Something like that.
As long as I'm
Yeah.
until I'm gone.
As long as I'm, yes. Thank you for your correct English, Australian. And yeah, that's where we left, in fact. So since I am a generous DM, I also want to say something else. While you look around and you look at the cells all filled with monsters, you notice something. There is somebody inside one of the cells that you hadn't noticed before, but you having this deep connection with the dreams, and somehow in a Mr. Anderson Neo kind of way, being able to see the matrix of the dream. You realize, yes, you realize that inside this cell, something else or someone else is taking shape. You see a familiar face.
Oh no, not the dwarf.
Oh, Brock.
He's gonna tell us all about his time with Zadara.
Brock, you were having this terrible, terrible dream. You were not in Sigil, so during your time with Zadara, she has traveled with you, also
Ooh.
some other places. Especially right now, you were
South of the border.
not south of the border, in the Outlands. The concordant plane of oppositions that links all the other planes together. And specifically in a place called the Dwarven Mountains, where apparently it's said that several of the Dwarven gods reside, and also some of the best forges in the multiverse. Still trying to even more deeply connect with your weapon and finding a way to make it better and better, and to better understand the artifact weapons that you are bound to find. That said, while you were there resting, one of the forges of the Dwarven Mountains, you were having these terrible dreams of your companions facing much danger in some kind of dark realm, and then you saw Yinken face kind of like calling to you. You heard their voice, and then you saw their hand, and somehow you were pulled inside, outside of your dream, and inside of this nightmare.
Sorry.
And this is where we're going to start.
Still
Ah!
Oh, please tell me I didn't just hear what I thought I heard.
Did
I sniffed the air to see if I smell alcohol and brimstone.
Really? You are this kind of dwarf?
Rudolph,
You're
like,
drunk?
that's one of our companions. Can you release him?
He looks in the direction of that cell. He's like, "What? I don't remember having captured a dwarf."
I don't remember coming here either.
He probably has important
Esmeralda,
things to say.
Open that cell. You see this Vistani woman stepping forward and opening the cell. She
Hello?
says, "Who are you, dwarf?"
Who am I? Who am I? Have you not heard of Brock Adamantite, the greatest craftsman in all of the multiverse?
Brock, they won't know who you are. This is a pocket realm. They've never
She made a
known about the
classical
outer realms.
mistake, Alexander.
They
She
will
asked
know.
Brock who he
They
was.
will know.
Brock, welcome to Ravenloft, Barovia, whatever you want to call it. It's my own personal hellhole. Welcome.
Why are we here? Am I dreaming? Am I in some weird elf dreams? Is this what you guys are like all the time?
Yep.
Oh. I didn't know that you had a goth emo theme going on.
Alexander's dreams.
This is actually a real place. This is home for me.
I think you were better off being attacked by Shadow Throne.
Brock, this is Van Richten. This is my boss's arch nemesis. Well, my old boss. To quickly catch you up to speed, my old boss is out of commission for now, and Van Richten seems to think that he will never return.
Van Richten looks at you, Alexander, and says, "It still surprises me that you would talk about that monster with such pride. He was a blood-sucking tyrant. No one served him if not out of fear. Now he's gone. You are free, Alexander. And actually, I have heard of your skills as a hunter. You can join this new hunt now, Alexander. You can keep hunting the monsters that still afflict these lands."
Van Richten, well, I'm fine and dandy hunting monsters. There's no point in hunting them here. There's much bigger fish to fry outside of this place, and locking this paltry sum of monsters here is doing nothing for the greater multiverse. Right now, my bigger fish is a death god who stole his powers from another god, a tyrant of men and women, all the same, souls. That's why I came back. For Strahd, he knows how to rule realms. He may still give information we can use. Of course, I hope to free the people of this realm from here, because quite frankly, they don't deserve to be here.
The things you speak of are unknown to me, Alexander. I only know this place. I only know this nightmare. Nothing
I
else.
can tell you this place is but a small fraction of what is out there. This is a small house in the suburbs compared to what we've seen.
Why
There's an
have you
entire
been a fish
city
man?
floating in the cosmos that dwarfs this place in magnitudes.
Then I wonder, why did you come back here? If
Good
it's such a
question.
backwater
knowledge.
place.
Like we have been over this.
As I said before, we're looking for weapons to kill gods, knowledge, information.
And you thought that Strahd would help you?
Yes, he is a very scary individual. He controls this realm. He controlled it with an iron fist, kept everybody in line, kept people scared. If he can do that, even for a limited time, he has knowledge that could be useful in fighting a much greater demon.
And why would he have done that for you?
Why not? I can give him a chance he likely wouldn't have had otherwise.
Well, I'm afraid his chances have all been taken from him. He's gone, Alexander.
I don't believe he is. If
see.
it were so easy to kill him and just be done with him, what's the point of this prison? Don't you think other heroes would have done it already? Gods themselves, if they cared that much? Whoever locked him in here, why lock him in here if you could just kill him and be done with it?
What is this place anyway?
Van Richten thinks about Alexander's word, and then he hears what the brother says. This place where you are now is my own personal prison for these monsters that roam the land. But
Created this?
what?
Did you create this?
The prison?
No, the
They-
realm.
No, the flame.
I did not create this realm. I was born here.
Just wondering. You're a pretty big fish in this world. Figured I'd ask after the way you were speaking there. My bad. Continue. It's rude to me.
But for what concerns Strahd, I do not think he would have helped you. Or maybe if what you say is true, that whoever put him here is not yet finished with him, then maybe he's somewhere even worse.
Could be, but are you starting to understand why him coming back is quite useful to me?
Tadlin, when Van Richten mentions something even worse, you again have this vision of the castle that once you saw being like taken by these huge tentacles and crushed and swallowed by these gigantic horrific purple things.
Yeah, I've been telling these folks for ages there are worse things than this type of prison out there.
Yep.
Well,
Well-
we have all seen Brock in his underwear. I mean,
That is that is only what he deserves if that's what happened to him.
No, it can happen. That's what we do on adventures on occasion, you know, you gotta have a rest. Some of us like to sleep in the nutty, others like to sleep with their breeches.
Don't remind me. The Varian likes to sleep naked.
yep. If it ain't touched by the moonlight, it's probably not blessed by the moon goddess.
Well, at least he sleeps and he's not a freaky meditator like you elfos. Speaking of which, isn't it weird that, like, Yinkin is all into dreams, but, I mean, he doesn't sleep.
Elves still have a dream of a sense. They're not as common, but they do happen. They're normally quite important.
Also, we are pretty adept at shaping our dreams.
Some elves dream. I haven't closed my eyes in weeks.
Says the black-eyed
Ever
fox.
close eyes? Wait, your eyes are different.
Well,
That's
actually,
strange.
right now I'm magically transformed.
right.
So
Yeah, he's transformed as these people's hero.
Ah,
Who
Yes,
also is a
actually,
dark elf, but
yeah, after all this discussion, when Richter looks at Tarling slash Anomander and says, "Do you share this madness? You are the one. You and your companions are the ones that destroyed the Devil's Strahd. Why have you returned?"
I don't care about bringing back Strahd. I care about breaking the prison. There's haven't you seen it's still filled with people?
People we need to release, be them monsters or not, the outer world can fend for itself. I've seen it many times.
I do not know how Anomander's companions escaped this place. What I know is that there is no escape for us. And now that you're back, there is no escape for you too.
You'd be
Oh,
surprised how
that way
resourceful we
too.
There's
are.
always an escape.
That's nonsense.
There's always a way in and a way out.
That's right.
I
Wait,
left once, I can do it
didn't I
again.
see you in the pub?
Yes, Brock, you remember him from the pub, in fact. And you don't see Tarlin. Although this Anomander guy is strangely dressed like that.
Well,
Actually, I don't know.
Alter
Does the
Self
spell...
also
I
change
don't know.
the
I don't
equipment?
know. I actually don't know. I'm just saying. I
Well,
remember
I
it was
assume
usually...
your voice
There
is
was
the same.
usually a thing with changelings. Yeah, I look completely different, but I still have my bardic clothes.
Let's see. 1 second. Change appearance.
It sounds like it's you, not your clothes.
Yeah, it doesn't mention my clothes.
Yeah, you know what? I think it is abjuration. Are you sure it's an abjuration spell?
Yeah, I took it from the compendium, so
Oh,
Yeah, it
No,
sounds
that's-
like it should be transmutation.
yeah,
It's defense against being found.
it is transmutation. The companion is wrong. Okay, so
Oh,
since
okay.
since it's transmutation, I suppose, and not an illusion, I suppose it changes you, your
Yeah.
body.
So you have Amanda's voice as well.
Yeah, you just don't have his clothes,
Okay.
which is fine.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like Varikten will judge you by your clothes.
It doesn't technically actually let you look exactly like Anamanda either. It just makes you look like an elf, a dark elf.
Ah, well, that's fine, for the purposes of what you're doing here. And so yeah, I'm not, both Van Richten and Esmeralda, they're still a bit confused by your presence here. Like, what else do you want from them?
I don't know. I just woke up. Or am I dreaming? Damn it.
Who knows?
Are you a dwarf dreaming you are a butterfly, or just really smelly?
I have big dreams.
We know.
Van Richten,
We know.
Yes.
would you be willing to at least help us try to get some people out of here? Think about it. If Strahd's gonna come back, I don't think that's much of a debate, in my eyes, of course. But if he comes back to a land with nothing, it's more of a cage than anything. You'd essentially have won. It's a checkmate.
He says, I'm still not sure what you are talking about, but people have tried to leave this place. They enter the mists and they come back from the mists still here. If you have a way for them to leave, by all means, they're free to do as they wish.
There seems to be a powerful amount of magic here. He kind of gestures above him where there seems to be a lot of flowing
Yes.
magic going from cell to cell. It's like,
Yes,
but
he actually looks quite satisfied by this. He says, yes, this is something of my own creation.
Also, like, noticing a small thing in what you just said.
Mhm.
The people are free to leave. You are not?
I could leave if I want to, but I have still a mission to accomplish here.
Which is?
Protecting these lands from these monsters.
And who gave you your mission?
You know who gave me my mission?
I wouldn't ask if I knew.
Your master. When he killed my daughter. He made me an enemy of all the monsters that live in this place.
So how do you define monsters?
He points at the mummy, not too far from him. Life stealer. He points at the flesh golem behind him. Murderer. Points at the werewolf. Man-eater. There are sins against the
And how
body
are
and
you
the
different?
soul.
You steal their life by locking them up.
I should destroy them. It is true.
Wow,
But I
Carlin,
don't-
this isn't looking good for you.
Who is the
Yeah.
Starlin you are talking about?
Yes, Richten is starting to get a bit suspicious at this point.
Van Richten, you know what I'm hearing? You've already lost your battle. You've given years and age to fighting Strahd. You failed in killing him the first time. Others had to do your job for you. You failed your daughter because you can't move on. You can't let go. Would your daughter want you to waste away with this faint hope of killing this vampire that you've never come close to scratching? Or would
Yeah.
would she prefer you to move on, bring these people somewhere better, and cast this vampire into darkness?
Alexander, roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Ayo, not very good at persuasion. Let's go. Dice god. Guide my dice. I gotta take advantage real quick. Guide it!
All right.
17, not bad. Not bad.
He actually lowers his gaze for a moment. He looks in the direction of Esmeralda. She makes a sad smile to him. He goes like, "Yeah, I think she would like that. But I'm still missing. How are we going to achieve this, Alexander?"
My friend here, Alexander will gesture to Yinkin. He brought us here through dreams. Brock has dreamed of many places. He's had the most dreams out of all of us. He sleeps. It's normal for him. I'm not sure on the others. I'm sure Lavarian has dreamed of the realm of the elves once, seeing as he is their champion now, a champion of a goddess.
What?
Oh yes,
I'll-
Brock, what you might notice is that Lavarion is not wearing his usual leathers at the moment.
He looks like a
What
disco
is he
ball.
wearing?
I'm wearing the mirror ball suit.
Whoa, what's that? Whoa, why are you all shiny? Who made
Can we get
that?
him a picture of this armor?
Oh god, yes. Give me a second, I'll
Well-
Discord it.
Just look up a picture of a disco ball.
I saw it on the last stream.
It's halfway there. It's all that
Jeez.
came to my mind.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay, it's also in your journal now.
It's also in the journal.
Yeah.
I'll link it to the Fumbles chat as well, just so that everybody who eventually sees us do this can follow.
You can't post links.
Hey, you
Doesn't
gotta
say
be-
so.
You just posted 3 stars.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Ha 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 ha.
Enjoy, people. 3
Enjoy
stars.
enjoy stars.
Isn't that more like Incan?
What?
Yeah, that's
3 stars.
yes.
Cloak of stars.
The
Rope of stars. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. Anyhow, that said, yeah. Your words seem to have touched him, and maybe he will be. I mean, willing to, help, but he's not sure how he can help. And then you started to talk about dreams, yes.
Yes. So my friend here, Yinkin, he brought us here through dreams. Brock's probably dreamed of tons of places that Yinkin can pull from. Levarian is the champion of a god.
Yes.
We're not even going to touch on our friend Alamander here. I cannot speak on his behalf. Alexander
Friends with Alamander now? What's going on?
We'll explain it later, Brock.
What happened to Talon? Did he make off with the coins?
He got eaten by an octopus.
Ooh.
It
was tragic.
Was
right
it
now.
a romantic thing that went awry?
Basically,
Likely.
yeah. Tentacles everywhere.
That
should
makes
make a
sense.
comic book out of it.
Oh, I
Yes.
owed that guy. Why wasn't I there?
But continuing my point, with the magic that is here, I'm sure suffusing that into Yinkin could give him the strength to possibly open a dream portal. You're touched by who are you touched by again, Yinkin? What was their name? Do you
A
remember?
priest?
Not like that, you
God
pervert.
damn it. I forgot her name again.
Of who? I can tell you. The
Uh,
priest, the angel, or
The goddess.
Yes.
Sehanin is the goddess.
Sehanin Moonbow.
Yes.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
sure with enough power, behesting, and focusing, Yinkin can open up a portal if his goddess would so allow it, that maybe we could get people out of here.
It should be possible.
Well, don't make me stop you, Alexander. What do you need? A bed to sleep in?
Yinkin, what do you need? We have the entirety of Ravenloft at our disposal with Strahd gone. Sure we can persuade enough people with Von Richten by our side and Salamander.
Salamander.
Anomander.
I just need you to sleep.
There's your answer, Von Richten.
Van Richten's got to sleep.
One of us who has dreamed of the outside world, I'd assume, Brock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like,
Dream of the outside
actually-
world. You have to. I can help you
Rick-
shape your dreams if you want. If you
Rickton.
need them.
where are you
Yes.
from initially?
I am from Barovia.
So you were born here.
Yes.
Oh, too
It
bad.
could be you.
I think all of us but Strahd were.
I can dream of another world.
Yes, let's do that. That sounds the best. Let's go with Alamander's dream.
No,
no,
it doesn't really work
go wrong?
on full elves.
Brock, you're quite fancy with Zdara, aren't you?
Mm,
Dreamed of her and her palace.
mm.
I'm sure we can open up a door straight to her.
Well, she's not really in a
Palace.
palace right now. You left us in the Dwarven realms.
I'm sure she won't mind some
You
unexpected
see,
visitors.
Esmeralda says, shall we leave this place?
Yeah.
These prisons?
As many people as we can. Esmeralda, collect whoever you can and bring them here just in case it works. If it doesn't, it's a minor inconvenience to the populace, a faint bit of hope.
If you want to
where-
gather as many people as possible, we should probably go to the village.
What about the people that are behind bars? We're just gonna leave them here?
These aren't people, says Van Richten. These are monsters.
Well, I mean, they might
If
have
we
been
can open
people
up a portal to
once.
Sigil,
That guy even looks like he's several people. He points to the
That
first
one
guy.
looks like it's wearing a tutu. Did you steal it from ballet class?
if we can open a portal to
Perhaps.
Sigil, the Harmonious and the Mercy Killers can sort them out, figure who's good
This
and
is-
bad, and deal
yeah,
with it from there.
Now I don't know what you're talking about.
Opening portals to Sigil doesn't seem like a smart idea.
Yeah. Also, I don't want to risk letting monsters run loose in Sigil.
Have you
Even though there
seen
What
are
are
a
you
lot
talking
of
about?
in
It's
Sigil.
Sigil.
Have you seen Sigil? There's demons and such running around rampant and free because they haven't done anything
Guys,
wrong.
let's not make this a sales pitch for Von Richten.
Yeah, but Richter is like demons that haven't done anything wrong. What kind of?
It was a culture shock to me as well, Von Richten. I hunted the damn things for Strahd.
Listen, Alexander, and then he turns also to Anomander. I respect what you are trying to do here, but I do not think that you have a very clear idea on how to accomplish it. Maybe when your mind is a bit more, how shall I say, cleared up, you can come back and visit me. In the meanwhile, maybe you should find a place to sleep if that is what you want to do. And I can offer you a place in my tower if you want. Or at least to discuss this among yourselves. I believe that me and Esmeralda cannot really help you. Now, if you will excuse me, and he points to the exit of the prisons.
Hey, that guy looks like the guy we met in that other place.
What do you say?
This guy over here, he looks like that guy we met in that other place.
He hisses at you with his fangs coming out of his mouth. Come here, dwarf. Let me bite you. And then he bangs against the cell, and some kind of radiant power holds him back.
What's your name, Cellbanger?
That's none of your business, elf.
I could incinerate you where you stand.
Get me
Hey.
out of here.
It's alright, it's got good taste. He prefers dwarf over elf. But I'm sorry, you're too short for me, love.
But Van Richten looks at you. What are you doing now?
What?
It's
Clearing our
called
mind.
Now.
inquiring.
I'm talking to the dude that looks like the other dude we met in a dungeon somewhere. For the Red Wizards at Thay, they had one captured and we helped him out, got him out.
Van Richten actually, kind of lifts his arm and said, well, I don't have time for this. Esmeralda, keep an eye on them. I'm going up. And he starts to
go
leave.
and be busy with all the things you have to do.
Yes. Maybe I'll find myself a monster to kill.
Yeah, good luck. Don't die.
Well, it's like you
Good luck,
missed all of
Captain.
the monsters in here.
When you say don't die and when Van Richten's gone, Esmeralda kind of steps forward and say, you see, that's the thing, since Strahd is gone. You see, when Strahd was still here, before these heroes arrived, Van Richten was a broken man. He knew he couldn't beat the devil Strahd, and he knew this was all pointless, but since Strahd was destroyed, some renewed vigor entered in Van Richten, and all these monsters that you see here, these he all captured after Strahd was gone.
So he's possessed.
And I can tell you this, and she points at like this monster here. He almost ripped him apart, but still, Van Richter kept going. There is something keeping him.
Esmeralda, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think possibly Strahd might have changed, shifted forms, and fooled the heroes?
No, it's not a. The change was inside of him. As I told you, it's like a new energy, a new purpose in a way, and some sort of. I have seen him sick. He's an old man. I've seen him wounded, but somehow he always comes back.
Perhaps he absorbed Strahd's energy after we took down the monster?
I do not know. What I know is that even though this, of course, is obsession, he has used this for, for good, to capture these monsters.
In what capacity do you feel Strahd was instated in this plane?
She
Like,
says,
what was his role here?
I have heard the legends that Strahd is as much a prisoner as a ruler of these lands.
And do you think that this might actually have shifted towards Van Richten? Because he's currently both a ruler, and I gesture around me like at the prisoners, and the prisoner himself.
When you put it in these terms, yes, it looks like.
I did find it strange how he opposed the idea initially.
I didn't want to leave. Whereas if you're imprisoned in this place, I think the first thing you want to do is get out.
This place isn't very nice. Nobody wants to
Oh.
live here. Or at least no one I've met, except for Von Richten, it seems.
And we only came here for knowledge, after all.
Yeah, we came
Amanda,
here
what
for
are your
fun.
thoughts on this?
It's strange. What is he actually planning to do with these monsters? Why is he keeping them prisoner? Why not take them out?
He thinks that killing them, it would be a sort of freedom for them. As they have inflicted pain on others, them to suffer and rot in these cells.
But if I look at it, half of these things are immortal. So sooner or later, every prison falls, and then they will just go free again. Is that worth this temporary punishment?
She looks around at the creatures. She's like, if you ask me, I would destroy them all.
Then why don't you do so?
That would mean betraying Van Richten.
Do you fear him?
I respect him. He took me in when nobody would.
I've heard this story before somehow. From a very close companion of mine.
Esmeralda. Think about what you're about to say, and then think about what I do and what I've said about Strahd. They are one and the same.
Alexander, this is not the same. Strahd, he was a tyrant. He killed and kidnapped girls because they reminded him of his long lost love or something. Van Richten is hunting monsters. Is he cruel with these monsters? Yes. Do they deserve it? She looks around herself. Yes, I think they do.
A tyrant is a tyrant, Esmeralda, no matter what force they fight for. Alexander will gesture to the werewolf. You think he wanted to be a werewolf? Do you think he chose that life?
Let's ask him. Hey,
Maybe
werewolf.
he did.
Hey, Wolfie.
Does
A
it
werewolf,
appear
you
to
speak-
speak any language?
Yes, he does. He also growls a lot, but he seems to understand your language.
Ah, so he's an action movie character.
Yeah, probably. I also, since you are mentioning about destroying or releasing these monsters, I'm not sure. You can also try to make me an Arcana check.
Sure.
If the werewolf doesn't understand us, I can use speak with animals.
Oh,
Would it work? Does he count as an animal?
No.
he understands.
Taryn
Well-
is moderately better at Arcana than
Yes,
Alexander ever will.
Talin, the thing is, this magic that clearly Van Richten must be a spellcaster of sorts. Judging by the symbols that he has inscribed around the cells, he's probably a divine spellcaster. But you think that, you know, the right application of arcane knowledge and dispel magic could actually open these cells. Anyhow, you were talking with a werewolf.
Werewolf. Doggy, whatever you prefer as a name.
I am Lucas.
Lucas, did you decide to be a werewolf? Did you seek this life out?
What is that to you?
Well, it stands in between me shooting you in the throat and killing you, or possibly seeking a way to save you from your affliction.
I did not ask for this. But
Alexander
when
will
it happened...
cast Zone of Truth on that, by the way.
Okay.
Bam.
Bam. He fails his... and he goes like... never lupus, that's true. Dr. House dodge it. Okay, but he looks at you and he says, I did not ask for it. But once I got it, it gave me power. It gave me strength and hunger. Do I enjoy killing? Yes. Killing the weak, the sheep, and eating them.
Is that your real feelings or just the beast inside you that's taken over?
You know, when you made this question, Esmeralda looks at you. It looks like you want to find an excuse for these creatures, Alexander. And I still do not understand what is the purpose that you want to achieve.
My point being here, Alexander will dismiss the Zone of Truth. My point being here is he's locking these creatures up instead of trying to find them aid, salvation. He's just stowing monsters away until eventually his power weakens and they are released with this hatred for the outside world that they got stolen from them. He's making dirtier monsters later on than they are now. It would be better to slay them. Or, in some of their cases, some people are inflicted with lycanthropy that don't want it and are driven mad by the power of the beast inside. Vampires, they feed out of necessity. Sometimes they seek it out on their own, maybe like Straw did. I can't speak on his behalf. But my point being is he's not making any efforts to cleanse the land, just to contain it. Sounds like maybe a gamble for power so he can grow stronger, or maybe he just likes people to look up to him, and in a way he's making problems later on when he goes away for mage or what have you.
Maybe he's acting like a prison keeper.
If you have a way to cure these monsters, by all means, do it.
Not in here, but in the outside world there are. Or at least
Yes,
I don't
you
know of
keep-
any options in here.
Talking about
only-
that. Sorry, Incan.
Brock? Do you have a way of
Yes,
curing?
Brock?
You are a cleric.
I might. I'd have to study some. I'm not really into monster liberation.
There we go. We have a
Ah,
means to an end.
The MILF Monster Liberation Front.
Malefer.
No?
But Esmeralda, the point I'm trying to make is you're glorifying him as a hero when in reality he's done nothing for the outer world but make a problem later on. What happens if these cages open?
Then we will have to recapture or kill these monsters.
But how many people have to die for that to happen?
I propose to kill them.
Then kill them. That is their punishment.
I cannot open these cages. Can you?
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
She takes out a rapier and a hand axe, and she says, "I'm ready if you are."
Oh, well, what are we doing, boys?
Okay.
I say we slay these monsters. Are you certain they have done harm, Esmeralda? Mummy, I don't need you to answer that question.
They're monsters. Let's
She says,
Let's check anyway.
yes,
Like, check with the ghost.
they
What did
have
the ghost do?
done harm.
What does the ghost say?
See that it's indeed the ghost of a woman, and she can also communicate. It looks a bit like her voice is coming from all around you, like a haunting of sorts. And when you approach her cell, Levarium, she looks at you. Look at you. You look just like him,
Who?
my late husband.
Was an elf? You're an elf?
He had elven blood in him, and that's
for him.
why they shunned him.
Oh, poor guy.
But I taught them.
So how did you die?
He cut my throat.
Your husband?
Yes.
Probably a reason why people shunned him.
No. He said he could not bear to live with a murderer. See? His human family. They could never accept his elven blood. So I invited them to dinner one time. And I poisoned them all.
Okay, so the ghost is bad.
sounds about right.
Vampire. So what do you do to get locked up in here?
Maybe he sucked.
he looks at you, Levarion, and says, do I need to justify myself with
Yes.
you? You are just a mortal. We rule the night.
Not entirely mortal. There is too much elf in me to be completely on that flip
Get me
side.
out of this cell and I will show you your mortality.
So you don't
Quiet,
repent your
vampire.
actions and all of that funny jazz?
Sounds like a
He looks at you
homoerotic
like
adventure.
completely, a bit disgusted.
Well, Esmeralda, you're in luck. They're all unrepentant, so I'm okay with killing them.
Say, but did you really think that any of them would repent?
They might.
Esmeralda, a thing I've learned through my travels is you shouldn't judge people immediately just by who they are. If that were the case, I'd be a murdering sigil because I'd have attacked every demon I saw. People can change
Especially
their
that,
ways.
that one guy in the what was
In
it?
the tutu, yes.
The laughing fiend, the friendly fiend.
The friendly fit. Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
You
Sound like
shouldn't judge them immediately, but that doesn't mean you should trust them either.
I can assure you, Alexander, all these monsters, they were brought to our attention, but they're nefarious acts. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know that they exist.
Alexander will hand Esmeralda a few vials of holy water.
Mhm.
I will hand her 3. This will do you some good. Let's open these cages, be done with these things, and
Wait,
then
wait. One more. Hi, who are you? Eloquent.
I speak primordial. Do I know what he's saying?
Let's see. No, he speaks Sawagi.
Damn. I think it needs a cough drop. Not
But see
entirely
that,
sure. That's what it sounds like.
I think
Somehow, he tries to move his gaze and look in the direction of Anomander, and when he looks in that direction, he seems kind of like preoccupied.
Oh, right. Alamander, you have a gift of telepathically communicating, right?
Well,
On occasion.
on occasion.
It just
But
comes to.
yeah.
Would you like to question our tutu-bearing friend?
It doesn't really work like that.
Too bad. I hate senseless slaughter.
Well,
It does. I don't know. Does it?
Yeah.
well,
Don't you have telepathy? I don't remember.
yeah, but it's actually one way. Awakened mind is one way.
Ah, okay.
I can question him, sure, but he can't answer.
Do I have-
Blink once for yes, blink twice for no.
Can't even
Um,
blink, though.
Yeah.
How good
Stares
of
in
a
defiance.
how good of a fighter does Esmeralda seem?
How good of a fighter?
Yeah. How skilled does she look?
Are we gonna fight her?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm
yeah,
asking.
she
if I
seems-
might
she
cast
seems-
a spell on her.
She seems pretty confident. In her way, she has a rapier, a hand axe, and a silvered short sword. It doesn't look like it's her first rodeo. And actually, when you gave her those vials of holy water, you see that she has some kind of bandolier, and where she has other vials of holy water, some potions, and wooden stakes. Clearly, she's like a monster hunter.
She's the same as I was, guys. She's got a bandolier too.
Hey,
Yeah, it's vastly similar.
We are very similar people. Except I'm obviously much better.
Cue the 70s porn music. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
You have a better looking hat.
yes,
It's all about the hat.
Mm-hmm.
So
He takes it
actually-
off, waves it in the air, see a bit of light on it, and he puts it back on.
Now, looking at this map, is this actually like a height difference between where we're standing and the cells?
no, it's on the same. You're walking next to them.
There are dark
Okay.
stones. It's not shadow.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I thought it was shadow.
No, it's just yeah.
Okay.
How dare they?
Yeah, no, with all the grid lines, it was a bit unclear.
3 grids.
For everyone.
So
You
I
get a
say we
grid,
let him out.
You get a grid. Everybody gets a grid.
Everybody gets a grid.
Yes. I say we start letting him out, deal with these creatures now, and Esmeralda, I hate to say it, but I think this
do
has
one
all
by
gone to his head. Something might have corrupted him.
She says, I will fight these monsters with you, but if you try to hurt Van Richten, I will protect him.
Sounds fair.
You do the same I
That's-
do for
Sounds
Strahd.
fair.
Well, we're not here to we're not here to kill Van Richten, right?
Nope.
Not yet, at least, but
Are we?
the way things are looking, it
Are
looks
we
like
not?
we might.
Esmeralda,
We'll see.
So, what we should make very clear is, if he takes umbrage at us killing these monsters, please reconsider where you stand.
He will take umbrage in you killing these monsters.
Why? Why does he need them alive?
Sounds like he has a plan in store that you don't know about.
I'm just saying that
I know.
if all
I'm
you
asking
want,
you to stand aside if something bad should happen.
and I'm asking you to not kill him.
That can be done.
Just see. Depends on how the fight goes. Fights can get bloody, but we'll try not to.
No,
if it comes
It's
to
actually quite possible that we don't have to kill him.
it. I'm saying if a fight comes to it, I won't make any promises, but I will try not to. Arrows are a little bit uncaring.
Focus on these monsters. Van Richten is not here.
Yep.
It's true.
You know, I could just cast Dawn in the lower end of this place and get rid of the vamps here.
Oh, that would be good.
Would
Esmeralda
opening-
looks at Anomanda. I don't see your silver sword.
I have learned new tricks.
I see.
We've been traveling the plains after all.
I understand.
So, do we think opening one cell will open them all?
You think that there is some sort of enchantment that keeps these runes going. So yeah, there is a chance that if you remove the enchantment, then the magic behind it would be gone. And since, as you can see, some cells don't even have bars anymore, that's what was keeping the monsters inside.
Right. So, whoever is going to get rid of magic.
Yeah. Brock was
Go
going
ahead.
to cast Daylight first on the vampire.
Not daylight.
Not daylight.
Not daylight, because daylight is not daylight.
That's
No,
right.
daylight is
Semantics.
not sunlight.
It's just sunlight, yes.
Which is really, really stupid in the multiverse. But that aside, I still think it's a very shitty way of dealing with it. Anyway, you were going to cast
in
Light
Sigil,
that hurts vampires at
in
the
Sigil,
vampire.
day is not sun. So your statement is just inaccurate in a D&D.
Is that even the sun in the sky? What
is
is
no
its
sun.
name?
There is no sun in Sigil.
In the normal material realm, is that the sun in the sky, or does it have a different name?
Shall we open and close the parentheses about this? Because I know everything about this. I can tell you what that is. And actually Ben knows too. So,
we'll get back to that.
Okay, very well.
The son of
Somewhere in the
Sigil,
multiverse.
the son of Faerun.
The son of Faerun was an elf once. Did I?
Two
did I-
elves.
Cocky
elves.
bastard.
Yeah.
Cocky
It's the
bastard.
hobby.
Showing off up there. What are you doing? Oh,
As you know, elves are elevated above
yeah.
other life forms.
They
course,
didn't
I'm
run
better than
into
all
an
of you.
elven
Oh, but
Bask in our
squire, did they,
radiance.
in the elven heaven.
but wasn't the son of Toril also just called Sol?
Yes,
The original one.
the original one. Yes. If
But can you order a fillet of soul?
we'll get back to this. About opening these cells.
the son of Greyhawk is actually a ball of fire that connects to the elemental plane of fire.
Nice.
So, and don't get me started on the stars.
Oh. Don't.
They touch themselves at night.
No, they are little dots and holes in the literal sphere that surrounds the prime material plane.
Cool.
So
That's actually bad for not getting you started on it.
so
Fear the
Okay.
shooting stars.
so what are you going to do in the end?
I think we're opening up these cages.
After we fucking anti-vampire light the vampire.
The dawn.
So you want to cast Dawn? You cast Dawn. What did we say? It's a location you specify. Okay, let's make a thing. How big is it? A
And we could
30
actually hurt the flesh golem with that as well, right?
Damn, 30-foot radius. That's
That's
Huge.
a lot.
that's huge.
Okay, I will
is.
move to the corner when you start.
Yeah, let's just put ourselves in a safe spot.
Let's build
maybe even
this
this
corner.
corner.
Just
Safe
fix
space?
it.
Safe space.
30 foot, we said, right? Where do you want to center it?
I guess I'll center it.
Like here.
What?
Like
Yeah, I
this?
think you guys, we should move up.
Okay. So you wanna, yeah, tell me where you want to put. Put yourself
That's
somewhere in
right.
that down.
Esmeralda, maybe you should move. So I'll center it like there.
There. Okay. Just let me see one thing. 30, so it's like the middle of the cells.
Well, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it slightly to this side so the vampire can't get
And
anywhere.
then you can move it afterwards, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
Yeah. No, but just want to draw it in the beginning. In the beginning, there was. Okay, so.
I will close my eyes as you start casting that spell.
I will get one step closer to you, so you're actually my aura of protection.
You know, I'm gonna be blinded anyway.
wait.
so-
Standing between us.
Okay, I think it's something like this. Now I'm not sure if it's big enough, but. That's
Alexander will offer Salamander his hat. It's like just tilt it downwards a bit. It blocks the light pretty well.
I've got a wide-brimmed hat myself.
This is what
This
you
is
get
the
for
battle of the
being
pimp hat.
a mousy vampire. Dawn.
Okay, so you summon sunlight, true sunlight, and okay, what you see is that at this moment, the sunlight does not filter through inside the cells. It's like there is some sort of anti-magic field beyond the cells themselves. Of course, when you open the cells, this should disappear.
That makes sense.
All right,
Fair enough.
open the cells.
Okay, so at this point, I suppose do not roll initiative, please, because there is so many people here that we will do something different.
Roll initiative.
Do not roll initiative, please.
Are we doing XCOM style?
Do not roll initiative.
What did you say? We have to roll.
Do not, please, please. Where is that thing? I did advanced player roll bulk.
Roll bulk.
Yeah, there is something like I can roll in one go.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not there anymore.
You have to select all the tokens and then right click.
I did. I just did.
You might
And
not
they
have
have to be of the
updated
same
it.
type.
Where is it?
The
Foiled
script might not
again.
be updated.
No, but I did it like yesterday.
I think they have to be of the same sheet. I think. Not sure.
Jesus. God damn it. Okay. Oh, utilities. No, that's not. Maybe. Wait a second. Huh? We're almost there. Fumbles and fame. Blah blah.
We believe in you. You can do it.
You can do it.
Yes, you can.
Guys, I did it like yesterday. Ah,
I
maybe
believe
because.
it's true.
Okay.
I believe in Shu. You can do it.
It's not there anymore. I don't know. God
You
damn.
can't do it. You make me sad. I don't know what this accent is, by the way. So if you're offended by it,
Okay,
oops,
guys, I
sorry.
think what we will do is roll initiative. Oh, no, I have to roll initiative for each of.
Ooh.
We're not rolling initiative now.
We are very rolling initiative. We are so
you can
initiative.
choose. You can choose what you do.
Should choose
Remember
not
our
to roll
prime
initiative,
monsters. We're killing. Ah, nat 20. Ooh.
I
good.
want all of the enemies to die instantly.
Ah, damn it! Why is it not? I had my token selected.
I cast Power Word Winning Counter.
Power word winning counter. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what I would like, everybody rolled? Okay. Alexander, the thing is not open yet. What would you like to?
I'm gonna hold my action.
Why don't you open
And-
the thing?
Hmm?
Open
Because
the thing.
It needs magic to open it.
Does it?
Yeah, you have to either dispel it or do something arcane.
Oh. Dispel magic?
If you have dispel magic, it could work. Yes.
I have it.
Nice.
Good,
Yeah.
because my concentration is a little occupied at the moment.
So Alexander, what do you do?
I'm gonna cast Spike Growth actually.
All right. 20-foot radius centered on. So where do you want to center it?
I want to center it so that it ends at this doorway.
It's a 20-foot radius. It's actually almost as ball. So if you want, it can be like this. Is that what you want?
I don't. Yes.
Too much.
One tiny extra box.
Yeah, one time.
That's like all the vines kind of like coming together. So like it's like, hey, right here, this is the end. You have to make it past this point, guys. A goalpost.
All right. So that was Alexander.
Yes.
Levarian. You cast Dispel Magic. Roll me a d20 plus your Charisma modifier.
Which is 3, I think.
I guess.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Right.
6'9".
So
Nice.
it seems that
I'm
you
gonna use my
fight.
inspiration for this because
Sure, go for
screw this shit.
it.
Got this.
Motherfucker!
Got this.
It's gonna be one of
6'9".
those days, guys. I'm
So
sorry.
you fight against the magic of Under, but somehow you do not succeed in dispelling his ritual. Incan.
I'll try dispel magic as well.
At which
Everyone
level?
uses it.
At 5th level.
That's up to you.
5th level.
5th level. Go for it. So you roll this at the 5th level, and you see that all these blue lights and magical thingamajig, they suddenly disappear in a flash of fizzling magic, and all the monsters behind it go like, finally free! Ah! Sunlight. Okay, so at this point, your magical sunlight does filter inside the cell. So, what happens when the mummy? I know the mummy's out of the thing. Okay.
On the range, but he has to step on some spiky boys.
He does. Though I think he was there when you cast the spell, so he would know that the spell is there, right? Is that how it works?
Well, how
Yes.
intelligent is the mummy?
This mummy, I think, is more intelligent than you.
That's not very hard.
The transformation on the ground is camouflaged to look normal. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make
Okay,
a wisdom
so yeah.
perception.
It was
So he
seeing.
knows.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
smart.
But okay, so the first thing you will do is step out, and seeing the first thing in front of him is Esmeralda. He will try to, first of all, look at her with his dreadful glare. And she has to make a wisdom saving throw, which she succeeded in. And then he will punch her a couple of times.
Punch him.
Punch,
Very
yeah.
ungentlemanly.
Oh.
Actually punch only one time with its rotting fist. He's just coming out of the cell.
Urgh.
Okay, then we have this other guy here.
Well, he seems to be a bit in a bind.
He seems to... yes. And he will step
But he's
forward.
protected against coronavirus.
And the first thing he sees is
He's
Yinkan.
actually moving through a closed gate.
Well, I just smacks it about. Those gates are like a rusty crap that wouldn't have held anything. And it smashes through it and goes to Yinkan, and he will attack 3 times. Once with his bite, and twice with its claws. Okay, this guy seems to be a bit more prepared than the mummy, and he hits you twice, I suppose, for
Twice, yes.
a total of 16 points of damage. Then then is our friend Tarlin.
Yes.
Charlimander.
Hmm.
Let's go,
Tarlamander. There is sunlight there.
Yeah, the mummy is in the direction of the sunlight. So I will be looking at the big fish guy.
Yes.
Hex. Of course, this makes my disguise fall away, but
Right.
well, I'm still a dark elf. I'm still wearing the same clothes. It's not a massive difference, I guess.
You just do not have the dashing beauty of Anomantra.
You just gotta tilt your hat forward and not show your face, and you're good.
Okay, so you hex the Baron,
Yes, and
and then you blast it. Pew pew pew. They are
that's-
all hits. Yeah.
oh, okay. Then let me roll my hexes.
Oof.
Nice. Then we have the golem. So what happens when he starts his turn in dawn, or does he have to end his turn in dawn? How was it?
It's a case
Maybe
of
relink it.
When the cylinder appears, each creature in it must make a saving throw.
So does that
Constitution
mean that
save.
when it hits them, like the first time when the enchantment falls away?
If you can
No,
please
it's
click on
anti-magic
it,
film.
then we
Yeah.
will read it.
Okay. Where did it go?
From what I saw, it was when they end their turn.
When a creature appears, okay, it appeared, it's gone. A creature must know it whenever it ends its turn in the cylinder. Okay, very well. So, this guy will. And is it difficult terrain? Okay, very well. So the golem comes out, but he has to go through the spikes because he doesn't really have a choice. So it's like, and is it difficult terrain, the spikes? Terrain?
It becomes difficult terrain. Yes.
Okay, very well. So he does 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So
And
he
he
moved
takes-
to 3 squares for the moment.
He takes 2d4 for every 5 feet he travels through.
So roll 6d4.
That's piercing.
Piercing damage. Minus 16. Okay. And since he didn't reach anything, just walking. So it's 1, 2. So he will suffer another 2d4. 3, 4. So he gets here and then he stops and he can also attack. So he suffered 7. Right. And that's the end of his turn. The vampire. So, sunlight. When it starts its turn in sunlight, you immediately take 20 points of damage.
But did you say sunlight?
This is sunlight, yeah. Because it's
Dawn
Dawn
gives
is
sunlight.
sunlight, yes. Learn your D&D. And
Ooh.
Hello.
If only the spell was named exactly the same thing, that would be very confusing.
There is a spell called sun.
Yeah, well, it
Once
literally
again-
says in the description, this light is sunlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You seem to be making a point on something where you have a. Okay, so he suffered damage, and then will can he transform while he's in sunlight? Well, okay, he will just try to get somebody as fast as possible. So he will move 30 feet. No, he will transform into mist. And then he will fly.
Can he transform into mist?
Yeah, I'm reading the vampire weakness. One in sunlight, he has disadvantage to attack rolls and ability checks. Let me see the shape changes. No, if the vampire isn't in sunlight or animal, so he cannot transform. He can do like really physically move. So he has to walk on the bloody spikes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he takes the first 3d 6d4 from your spell.
11.
That's 11. And then all you can do is move again. Oh, God damn you. So he takes another 4 d4. Another 8. And his turn ends. Because that's where he is. Okay, then we have the ghost. The ghost.
How much speed does a vampire have? Because that was difficult terrain, right?
Yeah, he has 2 times. He moved 2 times.
Ah, yeah, okay.
That's why I did not. Okay, then we have the ghost, and the ghost can fly, and it flies 40 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Go in there, and then she will look at you people. So I would like all of you to make me a Wisdom saving throw. 13, which is not that much. Unless you're immune to frightened.
No one.
Doesn't
Don't-
matter if we
doesn't-
succeed.
Yeah, also if you succeed.
No,
Everybody
not immune to
succeeded?
frightened.
No, I mean because Levarion aura.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, I have tons of fun things for the people
Yeah.
around me.
Okay.
So basically, everything within 10 feet of me can't be frightened while I'm conscious.
Okay, then so
Ah.
she becomes
Boo!
scary, but since they are in your aura of protection, body also very very good. Oh wait, Esmeralda is really Esmeralda. Really? Okay.
God damn it!
She's a little bitch. That's what she is.
You can't take her anywhere, can you?
Okay, luckily it's not 5 or more, so she's just frightened.
But I run into my aura.
Yes, she had run here. Okay, and that was the ghost. So then it's Esmeralda.
Come here, we'll protect you.
Yes, the thing is, she cannot move nearer to the ghost right now. So
Yes,
if she
2 spaces back. All she needs to do.
like that, let me know. Up. Yeah, she can do that. But let me do one thing. Okay, very well. So yes, the first thing she'll do then is inside your aura. Though that will make her suffer 2 opportunity attack. Okay,
Unless she
she will
disengages.
disengage and then acrobatically get here in the back. Inside
With a
your aura.
backflip.
And with a backflip, yeah. She's like the demon Diablo. And so that's what she does. And she gets out her no, okay, yeah. Okay, that's what she did for the moment. Then it's Brock.
Alright, Brock will provoke.
You don't provoke me.
Thanks.
And he's gonna move up the daylight 2
Wait
squares.
a second. So you provoke from the
Sorry,
golem.
I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
I need to hit things first, sorry.
Okay, I need to hit things.
Yes. He's going to do a Titan strike on the flesh golem.
Alright.
12. Lucky. What? That was not right. What's going on here?
What is this then?
Let's try that again.
That's much better, I guess. Alright. So,
So 17 bludgeoning, 19 fire, and 22 thunder.
what's this thunder? That's booming blade. What's that?
Booming blade, yes.
Ah, okay. Very so it's 58 damage, and some of it is fire. It does not like fire. Okay, so he starts to get crazy. Okay, and then?
Then I'm going to move 2 squares up. So provoking.
Yes.
move
So from
there.
the golem, since you hit him with fire, you will have disadvantage on attacks.
Yep. And then I'm going to move the daylight up so that it hits this square.
So he will miss you, and the vampire will try to punch you in the face, I guess.
Classic vampire behavior.
Classic vampire behavior. He doesn't have disadvantage, so he hits you, right?
Yes.
So that's 12 damage.
Yep.
Okay. And then you move the thing. Thing is on the map. It's better to put token. Oops. I did the wrong thing. How far like this?
Yes.
That's good. Right. Okay, perfect. Then we have that was you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we have the werewolf. The werewolf will move all the way, so he has to suffer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he moves twice, and he has to suffer 5 squares of damage, so 10d4, Alexander.
Yahtzee.
That's 23 damage. Okay, and he moves twice, so he ends his turn in the dawn, so he has to suffer dawn damage. Shall I take the one on top? Yeah, that's 20 Constitution save. No, it's just 25 damage.
He does get a Constitution save against the.
Whenever he ends his turn. Yeah. Okay, very well. So he ends his turn there. He makes a Constitution save, which he fails, and so he suffers.
You want me to
Poor
roll
werewolf.
new damage or?
Yeah, you can if it's easier for you.
It said 25. the last
25.
time.
Then I will just take it. Okay. He's not looking good. Then
He's
it's
like a little bitch.
like,
Don't get too close.
like a wolven bitch. Okay. Alexander.
Right. I'm gonna drop concentration on the spikes because I can't move them once they're down. They've served their purpose.
Okay. Yep.
So that's my free action. I am going to Horizon Warrior Mark the Vampire.
Okay.
Does he seem like that? Yeah, we'll go with the vampire. Vampires are scary. And then, I guess I'm just gonna shoot. So, anyways,
He started
I started
blasting.
blasting.
Go for it.
I'm going to gamble both shots.
Uh-huh.
I trust in myself. So, 2 shots on him.
Yep.
Yeet.
That's a hit.
He get that 17 plus 11 more force
Wow.
damage.
King hell.
I don't get sneak attack on him.
No.
And then second shot.
Go for it. That's a hit.
Oh.
18. I'm going to expend a use of my bow
Uh-huh.
to add an extra. Gotta freshen myself up on this bow because I haven't used it in a bit. Extra D8 psychic, and he has to make me a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. Or be frightened of me for a minute.
Oh, too bad.
He passes.
That'd have been
Extra
glorious.
1 damage!
Right,
Wow.
so he gets the he's not happy, clearly. Levarmius,
What were you saying about immortality, my friend?
I'll go
come here.
1, 2. I'll hurt the mother-loving thingy there. Oh, I won't with that one.
That's just it.
Hurrah! And then let's just dump in a bit of damage.
So 16, another 18. You destroy this creature. Are we killing?
Yeah,
Come on. Huh? Okay.
it didn't show repentance, so
It did not.
too bad. And then I'll move the rest of my movement to get into close combat with the ghost.
Don't get possessed.
Ooh.
And that's my... Well, it's probably better if I stay one next to Brock. I'm gonna do
Okay.
this. Yes, this is
Yeah,
better
that's
for the party.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Yinken.
Yes. Let's see. I need a 60-foot radius square.
That's the whole map. I think.
Yeah, 60-foot radius. No, it's not the whole map.
Radius, eh? Radius. you
Yes,
said.
yes, yes. I know radius, but if I do it,
So, so that's like 24 squares.
Yeah, actually, I wanna try to get all these enemies below here.
You will.
Well,
How-
the only
I have it marked as it'll clip
You
them
will.
all.
okay. Darling, close your eyes.
Oh god, more
Sun,
daylight.
sunbird.
That's even worse. More sun. Okay, good. Okay, so you.
Alexander just tilts his head forward.
Welcome to Tanning Central
Brilliant
101.
sunlight flashes in a 60-foot radius centered on a point you choose within range. They may
Alright.
make a Constitution save.
Okay, let's start with the mummy. Constitution save.
And Undead and Oozes have disadvantage.
She so she has even the advantage, so she definitely failed. So that's 48 damage.
Why would an ooze have disadvantage?
Because they live.
Nobody knows.
They're
'Cause they live-
combustible.
They live in the darkness.
They live in the
Yeah.
darkness.
The flesh golem. It doesn't matter if you say that's half damage on a save.
Yeah,
right?
it have damage on the save.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
They're also blinded if they don't save.
Blinded mummy. It's a thing. Yeah.
Oh, chef's kiss on this one.
The vampire. Constitution, you said, right?
Disadvantage.
He failed. So yeah, he's almost and he's blind. Blind vampire.
Yeah.
Is also
What happens with a vampire in sunlight?
yeah, when he will start his turn, he will be,
Start its turn.
yeah, but okay, it's, you know what? That's the thing. Since it's
No. It's the start of his turn. It's only
We'll
a
wait.
burst.
Okay.
It happens and then it's gone.
so the werewolf will be gone, and the ghost. Let's see what happens.
Jesus, Yinken, this was savage.
I've been saving this.
For the
Dude.
vampire, for the rainy day. I will save it for rainy. Sun.
run into a vampire,
You have another one of those?
incinerate it.
And the
I
ghost
only have one.
incinerated.
So we don't
Also-
need it for a very angry old man.
Nice saves.
Okay.
They all failed.
Yeah.
Roll
Yeah.
damage. Oh,
So-
you're dead.
Two
Okay,
of them
you know
didn't
what?
even roll, but still.
What do you say?
It's like
Yeah.
24. Too much. Die.
Yeah, no, what I'm
and
saying
then-
is, since they have like, yeah, go ahead. What you want to say?
Yeah, I will go. Nah, I'll stay where I am. I'm good.
Okay. Now, since they have like 5 each, and this is a wonderful scenic spell. So first there was dawn coming, and then there is this explosion of brilliant sunlight, and so you see that the undead in it, they are completely obliterated by the explosion of sunlight. Esmeralda is there, that she was about to she had a magic lightning forming in her hands. Then this explosion of sunlight, whoa, and everything is gone.
Huh. Well, looks like your master could have caught some tougher demons.
Well,
This was disappointing.
I
Savage.
dismissed the sunlight.
She looks at you like, "What are you people?"
this is
You're
what
heroes.
happens when you bring sunlight to a vampire's domain.
To a vampire party, yes.
This is what we do.
Oh, and actually, my voice would sound different now as well as what she
Um,
did before.
Yes, indeed. And now she notices that you are back to your form, and she's like, "There's something you are not telling us." But of course, since his magical ward disappeared, then suddenly coming down the stairs, what have you done?
We've done your job, old man.
We did what you couldn't.
Von Richten, it wasn't right to contain these beasts. You were making a problem for people later down the line should you become undisposed and these things got away. They didn't deserve to be trapped for however long. Some of them would have lived forever. We did what was right, what had to be done, the just thing to do. As a man who stands by the side of the good, you should understand.
He
And-
steps. Sorry. Go ahead.
And let's be honest, Van Richten. You don't live forever. So when you die, they would probably be free as well.
He He steps forward, looks at the empty cells, the obliterated bodies of those monsters that, let's say, still remained. Clearly not the
In case-
undead, because they were
In case
completely.
you missed it, Van Richten,
Yeah.
this is how heroes work.
Come, guys, stop taunting the old man.
He seems like, completely defeated. And he goes like,
It was probably draining them of some kind of life force, seeing how he appears now.
you came here seeking the devil's Strahd. I hope you find him. I hope you follow him wherever it is that he's going. Then you see that he puts his hand inside his coat and takes something out, and then he throws it at you, Alexander. With your agility, you immediately catch it. And it's like a small object. He says, this is what the devil would give to his most trusted lieutenants. You have done his work. It is yours now. Go
There's
back to his castle. Do not bother me anymore, all of you.
We
Richten, what
killed
was your goal
monsters,
here?
Van Richten.
What did you say?
Richten, there's something you're not telling
no,
us. What?
Sorry, Levarion said something?
We killed monsters, Van Richten. What was your job again?
Monsters have a
Yeah.
tendency to return in this plane.
Oh, you said you were going out to kill monsters, weren't you?
He seems, well, let's say, defeated.
Stick to
But
your mission,
morally
Van
and-
Richten. Don't attempt to become the new prisoner of this place.
Don't worry, he's always needed other heroes to do his job for him.
You see, Esmeralda starts looking at all of you, and she's like, I think you've done enough here.
Esmeralda, do him a kindness. And try to save his soul. He's gonna lose it here anyway.
I will do what I can. Thank you for showing us a different way.
Oh, yeah, this dream world is a bit weird.
Come on, Brock, let's go visit the castle.
Alexander, as he's kind of starting to walk by Van Richten, he'll kind of put his hand up on Van Richten's shoulder and hand him his black book. Maybe you'll understand my travels through these. I've noted down everything I've been through in the hopes that Strahd would read them. Maybe you'll find some purpose in there. Maybe old, but you can inspire the next generation of heroes if you don't lose your way first.
He takes the book without thanking you, just with his gaze on the ground. But Esmeralda does mouth a thank you.
Alexander tips his hat.
A few more levels and I'll be able to bring back your dead son. I mean,
Daughter.
Daughter.
Sorry.
Well, if
Sticking
you
to the
bring her
actual
back
law.
as a son, they might not
Bring
like
back
that.
gender change. This is
Well-
good because no more menstruation, but also bad because no more female.
Van Richten, wherever your child is now, they're in a better place. They're in a heaven. Or if they were a good person, they'll be in some form of heaven. If not, they'll be in the abyss. You know which
Esmeralda
place
looks
to
at you. I mean, isn't that enough?
look. He should
Well-
know his child. If his child lived a good life,
There's
Under
a
a
lot
good
of
man.
other options. I mean,
there,
doesn't
there
have to
are.
be the abyss. Could be that a devil claimed their soul.
Could be. But the point I'm trying to make, Van Richten,
Yes. What's the point you're trying to
your
make?
child is most likely in a better place than this.
This is for sure. And the guarantee
problem.
is that you are here, so you're not with her.
I've been to Elven Heaven. I've seen the best there is. It's pretty good up there. They're resting well. Let's go, guys.
And so you leave the tower of Van Richten, finally ending the affliction. Right. So yeah, you're back up where the tower was. Now we also have a Brock with us.
So this
We
game.
brought a Brock.
This thing that you just received, you have seen it before.
Wagon.
It's the thing that he just threw at you is a ring. You saw it once at the finger of another elf called Rahadin,
I always thought he was better than me.
who was actually the right arm of Strahd,
Rahadin, the headache maker.
the headache maker. Yes, it was.
Yeah, I can already feel the headache coming on just by looking at it.
And it's like a ring of black metal holding a single red ruby over fitting.
Well, let's go to the castle and see what importance this holds. I'll slip it on to my ring finger as we go. Might as well.
Okay. As you slip it on your finger, you can immediately feel your finger go numb with the cold of death, and at the same time, like some sort of vigor flowing into your limbs, and you can almost like hear the heartbeat of the people around you, but most importantly, you can almost like see the blood flowing in their veins.
Did I just pick up a vampire? I'm getting bad feelings about this.
I don't know. Do you want to drink blood?
Not
Yes.
exactly.
You guys are starting to look like a snack.
You can.
I always look like a snack.
There should be a handout just appeared in your among your magic items. Something called the Gift of the Dark Lord.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And as you put the ring on and you feel what it's described, you also see something. You see the castle of Ravenloft. You see these gigantic tentacled masses surrounding it. You see a crypt in the castle, broken, piece of stone lying all around, like something either came out of it or destroyed it to get in. And from this crypt, you see mucus extensions coming out and dirting all the area around it. And as you wander with your gaze, you almost have the feeling that in this brine and mucus, an eye is looking at you for a moment and then disappears. Tarling, you felt very intense the presence of Alexander next to you while he was doing this.
You zoned out for a moment, Alexander. What happened?
Alexander will adjust his hat with the hand that has the ring. I was like, that was mighty perplexing. Said you saw tentacles before?
Yes, I saw this castle of your lord taken over by tentacles.
Looking in the direction of the
Tarlin and his
castle.
tentacles.
Looking in the direction of the castle, do I still see the tentacles wrapped around it?
No.
Well, I saw something, and I'm starting to see the tentacles. No, that is not an invitation to invite me whatever weird orgies you have in the darkness. And I saw a crypt inside that castle and this weird ooze, mucus, inside of a coffin, I think it was. There was an eye in it, but only for a moment.
Maybe one of the old ones used the corpse of your lord as a breeding ground for its larva.
I feel sorry
It
for
does seem
Scott.
unlikely. The vampire we just killed completely dissipated with the sunlight.
Best case scenario.
I say we head up to the castle and go find this spot that I just saw. Might be important.
Okay.
Sure.
By the way, I don't know if this is normal, but I saw the blood flowing through all of your bodies. Might want to get that checked out.
Perfectly normal. Blood usually flows through a living body.
It's not normal to see it, so I don't know if that was like.
You're wearing the ring of someone who serves a vampire. It's probably a useful bonus for them.
Might be. I'm.
This is such a torturous dream having to listen to you all drone on. I hope we do the fast forward thing where we don't have to live every single moment of going to the castle.
Nope. You will have itchy underwear. There is no escaping.
Well,
Right,
wasn't
this
it
is
like
the world
a
I live
3-day trip to get to the castle?
Yes, let's roll
Or are
random
we going
encounter.
to do it in real life? Real time?
Random
It's
encounter!
wolves or bats.
Let's
Three
roll
wolves.
random encounter. Okay, Alexander, you feel that in order to access the powers of this ring, to kind of bind yourself to it, would you like to do that?
I'm a gambler.
What I'm saying is you have to attune to it.
Yeah,
You already, yeah. But you seem to already have 3 items attuned.
I do. I do. I think I'll. So my
Choice.
options are. I do have a choice between the Stone of Good Luck and the Shield of the animated. I think I'm gonna de-attune to the animated shield because I have so many things eating up my bonus action.
We're fucking.
I'm sorry, but I have so many things that use my bonus action.
Yeah, give it to someone who can use it.
Alexander will untune from it, and he'll kind of pull the necklace. Or it was a necklace, wasn't it?
What? The
The-
animated shield.
Yeah, it was on a necklace.
Yeah, it's like a badge. Or something.
And Alexander will take off the badge, and he'll look around. It's like, "When you guys want this thing? I seem to be at my limit of magical binding or
something rules.
whatever those nerdy wizards would say. I'm at the limit. I can feel it. It's kind of taxing."
Maybe the dream elf wants a shield.
You want a shield, Yinkin?
Does that work for druids?
Yeah, it works for everyone that can. Yeah, it just gives you, plus 2 to armor class. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like an actual piece of armor or anything.
No.
So he can easily use it. Yinkin, you are muted.
I could. No one else is in need of it?
I think you're pretty much the only one. Well, Brock could do it, but he's already got a +1 shield, so.
This doesn't take up your shield slot. It's
It-
just a floating shield.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it is a shield. Like it doesn't.
And it
add to
only
your shield.
cost me 6,000 gold, so feel free.
We could
Oh, it
sell
was
it.
yours? It was yours?
I gave it to Alexander to keep him safe, but
But he's safe now.
Yeah. you can heal me when I die, so there's...
It has helped me through many tough
No, it
encounters.
hasn't.
It did. Twice. Look, as it is, things just usually don't hit me anyways, because I'm either too far away or just in a really inconvenient spot for them.
Or not annoying enough to be attacked.
Or they're dead, because I do a lot of damage.
I do a lot of that.
I'll hand it to Yinkin either way. It's like, I
I'll-
trust you to figure out who needs this most.
I'll take it.
Right. So when you use a
It's gonna be
bonus
me or
action,
Carlin, I think.
Carly is also kind
I'm
of
at
full.
my limit of magic.
You're also at your limit. Yeah, I can take one more thing. Well, now I
Yes.
can't, but
Okay, so basically the way it works, start floating around you for 1 minute, and it will give you +2 to armor class. Right.
Even if you change into an animal form.
Sure.
Yeah, but I can't speak the command word when I'm in animal form.
You
No,
can
but
speak it before you
speak
go into it.
Before you go into it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can.
Flying
Cast the
shield,
shield.
bear.
Becomes a bear.
The shield becomes like a smaller version of you, just like a little small bear that's floating around you.
Aww.
It's like that weird trippy scene from
We need a
what is
push.
that? No, Brother Bears or something like that.
Right. So, what do? Do you go back to Castle Ravenloft?
Let's go
Yes.
back to the castle. Again, I try to
Find
skirt
out
around
what
any.
happened to this place.
Yes. I try to avoid any population zones in case I have any enemies that might notice me.
Okay, very well. Well, you know the place here that you, as a party, mighty resources and mighty powers. So avoiding a few villagers won't be a problem. As we said, it takes a couple of days to go back to the castle itself. Nothing much has changed since the last time you were here. It is still in the same state of abandon. That wagon of Madame Eva is still there. And in fact, when you arrive once again, she's there, not inside her wagon, but at the doors of the castle, as if waiting for you.
Howdy, Madam Ava.
Oh, who's this old lady?
This is Madam Ava. She's another one of the people who worked for the big guy. She's a gypsy, future seer.
A little bit short, a little bit old, grizzled. Not that that's
You
bad,
have returned, but you are not the same you were when you left.
Well, a few days have passed.
I got older.
Yeah, Alamander lost all his charm. His name's Tarlin now.
I was referring to you, Alexander.
Oh, well. Have I changed? I kind of like rub his chin to make sure his face hasn't shifted in any weird ways. Again, he's using the hand that has the ring because that's his dominant hand.
You have no nose. Okay.
Oh, no, my nose! What happened? Guys, you didn't tell me!
Oh, you know.
We gotta go find it! Reapply it!
Oh, we're already gone 3 days. It could be anywhere.
God
you
damn it.
don't need one.
You haven't got a nose for these kind of things.
I do! It's for the beauty!
She looks at you and she says, "Are you the one that will bring him back?"
I have no idea, Madam Ava. I can't see the future like you do. All I know is this castle has a tentacle around it in some sense of the word, or that's the vision I saw, and I saw a crypt full of
We're going in there.
mucus.
And luckily enough, we have a tentacle expert with us.
Yes, this is a job for the experts.
Yeah, she looks in the direction of Tamlin, and for a moment there, you see terror in her eyes. And
This is all Tarly ever wanted. Scared old ladies.
she she looks back at you, Alexander, and she says, "You must be careful, because your enemy travels with you."
Yeah, Tarlin's a shifty bastard, I know.
She,
I wouldn't trust my life with him.
She sounds a bit unreasonable.
Come on, Tarlin.
And
Stop being
the
unreasonable.
place where you are going to be soon, the home of your enemy.
I think she's talking about Shadow Dog.
I think she's talking about something bigger than Shadow Throne. I think she's talking about our boy Tarlin's great obsession.
Follow me.
Nah, he's not an enemy. I mean, that'd be like Me being the enemy to an ant.
Well, you might be if you're attacking its home.
We're not worthy of its. Well, maybe I am, but you're not worthy of its attention to be called its enemy.
Well, no, I'm not an exterminator, so.
Do you follow her?
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
She brings you inside the castle. You see once again all the ruin that the villagers and the pillagers have brought to this place, and but she guides you to the catacombs of this place, which are very vast, until she reaches some sort of um, ornate door frame without a door that brings to a private chapel of a private entombing place, so to say. And basically, the way this tomb works is that there would be some sort of monument against the wall where then the dead body would be interred. And you see clearly the symbol of the von Zarovich family on it, but the tomb has been destroyed. Like one wall, that wall is missing, and the wall would then go down. Like there are some stairs going down, but on top of this left of the wall, there is a name, uh, and that name is Sergei von Zarovich.
Okay.
Do you know this person, Alexander?
Did I? GM?
Alexander, roll me a history check.
Do I
So
get
that will be a very obscure piece of information.
I'll assume I don't have an advantage then. Nate.
No.
Likely not.
Though the one thing you may think is that since he's interred here in this place and he shares a name with Strahd, it must have been a very near member of the family.
Maybe Strahd also lost a daughter.
I don't think that would be called
Sergei seems to be a very name.
Maybe it was a manly daughter. Yeah,
Can
no,
you
I
just
don't know.
presume genders again?
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I mean,
I have no idea who this might have been, but if they're here, they have to be important, or at least were at one point. Maybe it was a father, a brother, son. I'm not sure.
And then Madame Eva stands there next to this, broken tomb and with these stairs going down. She looks at all of you.
I assume you won't be joining us?
That is where you must go.
Well, thank you for your kind guidance. Here's 3 gold.
She takes them.
Of course she does.
She checks with her 3 remaining teeth. Okay.
Okay, let's have a look, right?
Let's dive in.
Yeah, I'll head
Let the
down
madness
first.
begin.
I'll head down first because I have the weird ring and it seemed to be calling to me. So
I'll follow and I'll ready an attack action if anything jumps out at us.
Reposition. Right, so you start making your way down, and for the first 20, 30 feet, you are going down the stairs, and you hear the sound of your boots on the stone. And then the sound of your boots kind of changes, and it becomes, instead of soles on stone, it becomes as if you are walking on some sort of mud.
Oh, they're squelching. Ugh.
Yes. The weirdest thing is also
Squish, squish.
yeah, the stairway was like 5 feet wide in a way, so you could put your hand against one wall and feel it. You can't really pinpoint that moment when the wall stopped to be there and there was only a stair going down, and as the stair goes down, most of you or all of you here, and you can't see anything beyond your dark vision. Like, it's just a stair in the middle of nothing that keeps going down.
He always was dramatic.
I don't think we're in your castle anymore.
Carolyn,
thought
I
we were
think
in
we
my
actually might be
dreams.
heading for your patron. Is there anything we should know?
Well, there's not that much to know without losing your sanity.
No, you've come out quite. Oh, never mind.
So,
Did you hear the laughing?
something, yeah, something drops on your shoulder, Levarium, and then on your helmet, Brock. If you go and check, there's some kind of like viscous material,
Yep, we're in Ooze Town now.
and then the stair in front of you. Now is the time. The stairs in front of you, they actually seem to end, and there is like a blackness which it's reflecting you, a bit like the upside down of Stranger Things.
You want me
Never
to use
saw that.
the dawn spell again?
No, do not.
Ah.
This is the I'm sure this is like the raw material of the universe.
It looks like ooze to me.
Upside down town. Talin, the psychic resonance in place was too much to bear. You feel this of at the same time to run away because whatever is beyond this veil, it's horrifying. At the same time, whatever is beyond this veil is actually the answer to all those questions that you did not know you had to make. And it's one step away from you.
Alexander will cast protection from evil and good on himself, and he's just gonna step forward.
You actually see that when you make that one step, instead of like stepping one time into the one feet deeper into this water, you just like go a 90-degree splashing, as if gravity and dimensions are changing. You make a step forward and disappear from view.
I'll dive after.
Same thing happens to you.
Well, I'm not gonna dive, but I will walk forward.
The same thing happens to you. Brock and Ian can remain there on the stair. Ian, you start to realize that that experience, that feeling that you were perceiving of being as if in a dream, it's now really fraying at the edges of your consciousness and clearly becoming that experience, that feeling when you are having a nightmare.
Oh boy. This is gonna be fun, and I step into the goo.
Brock, you're there, looking at your reflection inside the blackness. And you see that actually, even though it looks like a completely calm surface of water, your image is distorted inside this reflection. One eye is a bit too much up. One lip is moving in some direction, and one of
Yeah.
your arms seem to be longer.
This is all a dream anyway. I'm going in, and I'll do like a bomb.
Welcome to Incurable Optimism 101, the
That's
party.
the thing, you want to do a bomb dive, but the surface just like absorbs you in a way without making a splash, as if it's a membrane between this place and whatever it is that is bringing you.
Insane in the brain.
Insane in the membrane. And then you are not there. For a moment there, it's just this darkness. Through your dark vision, you can see filaments of something swimming in this water that is not water, because you don't need to hold your breath in any way. The filaments somehow seem actually to be alive in some way, like they have cilia, stuff like that. It's all pretty weird and disgusting. In this water that is not water, you see in the distance stairs that went in one direction and other stairs that kind of like crisscrossed them in different directions. And nothing really makes a lot of sense until you feel like a sucking movement bringing you somewhere else, and then you find yourself coming out this sea in a storm in a way, and then splashing on an island of sorts. It's night, and you are on this sandy beach, and the sky isn't black, but it's like shining of some kind of distant greenish light, and you start to see weird architecture rising from whatever land is adjacent to this sandy beach. The buildings do not make any sense. There are sculptures of some zine monsters that they cannot even be compared to demons, but they are something that defy logic and geometry.
Yes.
Seems just like a squid on a human body, though. So
When
this is not defying logic. This is just like I was really not creative.
This is
Mind flayer.
dedicated to winged mind flayers.
That's my main problem with Lovecraft. I'm sorry.
Damn it, my helmet isn't finished.
So, Tarling, you raise your gaze.
Yeah. As I walk out of that sea onto that beach, I will actually have my myriad forms active with. So there will be tentacles growing out of my shoulders already.
All right. Yes, you feel the tentacles growing on your shoulders. You do not have this feeling of being home here. In fact, maybe even more than the others, you realize that this is a place where mortals are definitely not supposed to be. But instead of feeling home, you have this feeling of like this place is making you become a part. You feel almost like your skin it's exploding, as if you want to become one thing, everything that is around you. While all the others, when you look at these weird geometries, you have this sense of dizziness. It's very difficult to look at the buildings for more than a few seconds and stare at them, let's say. So most of the time you have like to avert your gaze and try to fix it on something that makes more sense.
Hmm. Okay.
But there you are.
Hmm. This place is not completely what I expected.
Oh, you didn't expect the weird geometry and the weird tentacle fetish thing?
Do we have to get you a mother that says, "You did well, boy. Welcome home"? They might be in there.
With a few extra appendages?
Nah, this isn't home. This isn't home to any mortals, but
Wait, Yinkin, please avert your gaze from this site.
Yeah, your gaze.
But they would redecorate it, make it better.
okay. Sir, any kind of major landmark that looks like it might.
So yeah, there is this mountain of building, and that's the thing. The size of these things is something that you have never seen before. You are somewhere here on some kind of sandy beach that is around. Basically, this to explain you the size of this thing, this little thing here, there, it's like a hut.
Hmm.
And so basically, there is a mountain-like building some distance, which you have even you, Brock, when you look at it, it's like no force could have built that, in a normal way.
Maybe this is a nightmare.
Your gods mean nothing here.
And this weird green light behind this mountain, you cannot see the originating point of it, and it actually kind of keeps shifting. Like there are waves of green light moving from up to down and then back, as if whatever is illuminating this is some kind of alive source of light.
Actually, when Charlin says your gods mean nothing here, I'll actually put that to the test. I'll spend a thing to make my sword glow. A channel
Okay.
divinity.
All right. You summon your power, and are you still devoted to your god?
Damn right.
Are you still faithful?
Yep.
Do you still believe in it?
Of course, I met her and she gave me armor.
You see that the blade alights.
Well,
Maybe
at least they
not-
still work. They're so
yeah.
useful allies, Charlin.
Maybe not as shiny as in other places, but not because the power inside your blade is lessened, but because that's it. At the divine light of your, you can actually see in the air these filaments and these cilias, these floating things that are everywhere that you are breathing right now. It gives you a sense of disgust, like, what is all this? And it's all around you, and it's dimming that light, not making it less powerful, but corrupting it in a certain way.
So I snap it out.
Shoo.
Still works.
It does, yes.
You actually see that the place is not, apart from this absurd architecture, that hut, it's actually a hut. Like, it seems to be made of like wood and covered with some kind of plants of some sort. It is also covered with not really moss, but with some kind of mucus material that has sedimented on it and a bit solidified in a way, hardened. There does not seem to be anybody alive, though.
Do you want to go explore, Charlin?
Yes, of course.
Be wary.
This-
This place might influence us.
Hmm.
Just keep your mind focused.
A little influence doesn't harm anyone.
It might.
This hut, so there's no one in it, but is there anything in it?
So when you go and check the hut, there is the remains of something. In fact, you see like an half of an arm of some sort of humanoid creature laying in clear view just outside of the hut, as if somebody like ripped it apart from a body. You don't see the body.
Is there any identifying marks on the arm, like a tattoo or scars?
It does look like yeah, there is some kind of tattoo, like something you would see on a sailor. Also, the hand is the nails are not really, cured. Clearly, the hand of like a worker, in a way. Somebody doing heavy labor.
Okay. Anything on it, like a ring or?
No, not a ring.
Okay.
Hmm. I can't prepare it, but
Does it look like rotten or?
That's the thing. It doesn't look rotten yet. Like almost like fresh, ripped away from a body.
This looks kind of fresh.
should have prepared to speak with dead.
I don't think you can speak
Well-
with an arm.
But if you can speak with that on the hand, talk to the hand.
You just
Yeah,
start
so-
sign languaging and stuff.
No, you just got to pick it up, and it can write in the sand.
Yeah, no, I'll pick it up. Yeah. Let's see.
You pick
Maybe
it
we'll
up.
find the rest of it as well. To
Yeah,
read
you pick it
with
up, and your gaze kind of like wanders farther ahead on the beach, when you see actually the wreck of a ship.
Let's head that way.
That makes sense. Yeah. I will walk towards that wreck. Yeah, with the hand still with me.
Okay.
And solo.
And so,
And
as you
solo.
approach that part of the beach, you see that actually there is a sort of small pier has been built, made of wood. Another very impressive thing is some kind of gigantic arm made of stone with a hand that is kind of like rising out of the sand, and going as if it wants to reach the impossible buildings so far away.
Okay.
As you arrive on that spot, you start to hear grunts and voices, and you start to see some sort of primitive humanoids approaching the place.
I will wave a hand at them.
You wave a hand at them. They do not
The
seem to be-
hand.
Ah, yeah, dead hand. Yeah, or a dead end. They do not seem to be very responsive to that, because you realize when they approach that they have no eyes.
Well, having no eyes in this place might be.
Might be better, right?
Yeah.
Guess they didn't
Where
see
we're
what you were doing
going,
there.
We don't need eyes to see.
Do they seem to be aware of our presence?
They do seem to be aware of your presence. As I said, they look pretty primitive. Do I do Alt Z or Shift Z? Like that. Their skin is gray. They are dressed with just some dirty pelts. They stink very very badly, and they have some kind of spiked clubs made of bones, so to say. Though they seem to be speaking some sort of primitive undercommon dialect. Thank you.
I speak Undercommon.
Yes.
Hey.
It's a mix of. You don't really get it if they are saying something. We are hungry, or they are making some sort of invocation to the one who hungers. As they approach with the disheveled gait, and they come from many different directions, and then you start to feel the sand under your feet kind of rumbling as little tiny something is coming out of the sand.
I get back on the wooden bridge.
What is coming out of the sand? And where are our heroes? Did they go away from a nightmare to enter an even worse nightmare? We will only know in the next episode of Tales from the Yawning Portal. Let me come by all of you. And this is where we're gonna start for tonight. Yeah!
Well, howdy.
Welcome back, Ben.
Welcome back, Ben.
Oh god, it got weird.
Welcome to Relier. How do you pronounce it?
Relia.
Relia. Welcome to
Relia!
Relia. Alright,
One of us
guys.
should become like the hero of this place so we can stand on top of like the highest mountain and scream Relia! Become the one true person.
Oh,
Feels
really?
like Talon's gonna get blessed by the giant tentacle.
I feel like he's already been blessed by them before, but not in ways you're thinking.
Well, not in ways he wants to recount. Okay, very well, guys. Thank you for being all here. Yeah, let's see what happens. Plays should be interesting. And
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. I guess everybody stay home, stay safe, don't go
Yeah.
anywhere. Watch a lot of TV.
Play D&D.
Play D&D.
Roll 20.
Check our VODs. And
Check our VODs.
Not
Yeah,
in
now you have a
person.
lot of time. You can watch
Don't.
all the. Yeah, you can watch all the past episodes and more.
Don't
Alright, guys.
aggressively breathe at anybody close to you.
Don't. All right,
Good
then I wish you all a nice Monday.
Ciao,
Bye,
ciao.
guys.
Bye
Bye.
week.